It's
Yeah.
got embedded version of Linux running specific software, and it's got a built-in Ethernet card and all that. It's running a program. You can get a free one if you've got the technical, and it's actually not that difficult. You can actually get yourself a copy of Untangle, for example, free. Okay, there's no cost for it. You can put that on a machine between your router or between, you can put it between your like a cable modem. You can put it between that and the router. You could put it inline as an inline filter if that's what you want to do, at absolutely no cost, and it will function as a firewall. Okay, just like an appliance would.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I understand that. I know there's like with the Tangled, it's pretty much just software you install. I believe it's on a dedicated computer, and I guess
Right. Well,
scare. Oh, okay.
right. But an appliance is a computer, guys. I don't. There's nothing magical about them. I've got a friend who builds appliances. They run, they run Linux, like the
It's
operating
well.
system, and they run, they take open source software projects, things like Snort and other things, Spam Assassin. They basically take those open source projects and they tweak them and they have their software people work on them, and then they install it on these boxes. They ghost the image, and they crank them out.
Well, that's what I was kind of wondering, because yeah, I've heard of software firewalls, hardware firewalls, but to me, isn't the hardware firewall just really a software? If that's what I was.
Yes.
That's what
Yes.
was it. Yeah, okay, that's what I was.
It's marketing, baby.
Oh, wow. Okay, keep
Just
that in mind.
semantics is all it is.
But well, I guess some think of it as a total solution. I guess you get the service support and all that with the hardware. I guess.
They're selling you a computer with an operating system and software. Okay. That the software that they've tweaked, you pay for that. Okay. And generally what they do is they have a subscription. When you buy an appliance, an all-in-one solution, when you buy that, okay, typically you're going to pay a subscription fee for it. And typically, if the device fails, they'll offer you an optional plan to replace it, overnight type of thing for additional money. So they have several revenue streams that they have for these appliances.
Okay. Now, of course, I'm going back to the router version as well. Now,
Okay.
some of the previous routers I had, you go into the setup program that they have using the web browser, and
Yeah.
often it has a section that says firewall. But now, with some of the newer routers, I've been seeing that they don't really say firewall, but it's kind of still incorporated. And of course, this new router that I have, it does have NAT, I guess. NAT built in, and also let me see what it is. This other standard was a little bit new to me. That's why I had to write it down. And I think it was called like ISP. No, okay, I didn't get that. Well, anyway, it's also supposedly supports scan protection and denial service protection. Of course, I don't know how good those would be.
Well, so like denial of service, okay. That's basically somebody pinging a certain port, traffic being set into a certain port of the router, and it's just going to block that, shut that port down.
Now, I also remember too that I think in the router it also had where if somebody tries to ping you or something, that it wouldn't respond. I think that maybe that was another protection as well. I think. But
Just like it wasn't there.
what's that?
Just like it wasn't there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Now going with specifically with wireless, I know there's also I guess encryption, and I got in my notes here. I'm used to before I was using the WEP. I guess that was the
Oh, that's old. Yeah.
yeah that's the old style, and I do remember in cases where it's pretty easily hacked using packet sniffers and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I actually kind of tried it, of course, on my own network. I wouldn't try it on somebody else's, just to see if I could do it, and I could never get it to work. But is beyond my capability, I guess. Now they got this newer standard, I think, which is WPA. And
WPA and WPA2.
yeah,
What
WPA2.
you want
Yeah.
to use WPA2.
And then I think I also seen one other one. I think it was PKA, which totally. I think
I really don't know anything about that one. I've never used it. I've never set up a network, and I don't know anybody who has.
I know that was but I do know it's in there and it exists. But yeah, I was afraid to try that. I think I do. I finally, before I was using WEP, and
Right.
with the new router, I finally went to the what do you call it? Now I'm confused now. With the newer one, the 2, and because I know it, eventually you're going to get people hacking in my router eventually. So I went to the newest standard, and which is, I think, a lot safer, obviously. Oh, there we go, WPA2. There we go. Somebody put it in there.
WPA2.
And that was one of the things I wanted to go over, some of the wireless.
One thing that a lot of people do is they broadcast what's called the SSID of their wireless network.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. And as a matter of principle, as good security practice, you're better off turning off broadcasting your SSID. I mean, if somebody bad enough wants to fight it, even if you have the SSID turned off, they're going to find you. But for the average person, it's just you're a ghost. You don't exist. You would have to know the name of your wireless network.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up because I do remember that as well. And for some reason, I was having problems with my Linux computer in the bedroom, and I couldn't get it to connect through using the data encryption through the, I'm trying to think, with the SSID, deactivated. So I had to. No, it was using the encryption. So what I did is I hid my SSID and without encryption at all because I couldn't get it to work. And of course with this new router, I think I got a no distro on there now, so it works like it should. So you're saying with you hidden, they would actually have to know your username. There's no way supposedly to.
It's just a supposed best practice to hide the SSID. Okay. So therefore, the average person, when they're out there scanning for wireless networks, won't see your network.
Yeah, it's agreed. Usually, I can't do that because
somebody knows their way around wireless networks. That's not going to stop them one bit.
Yeah. There's
You know what I'm saying? But for the
average user, though,
it's just like it doesn't exist.
Yeah, for the average user, if you had somebody drive in front of your house trying to get your wireless, it should be enough, I guess, unless they were really, really good at it, I guess.
Well, you know what's amazing, though? There's still a number. It's gotten better, I've noticed, over the last couple years. But say 2 years ago, going back, when most people were running wireless G networks, it was so easy to find unsecured networks. Literally. My wife and I, before our house was ready, we lived in an apartment area. Very nice apartments, a nice community. But I bet you just going up and down my street, there probably was 3 or 4 different unsecured wireless networks there. That situation has gotten a lot better. I think more and more people are now aware you need to secure your wireless router. But there for a long time, I think a lot of people were running fast and loose with them.
Yeah, that's true. Somebody put in the chat room, it says, plus not broadcasting your SSID will cause certain devices to have trouble connecting, like the iPhone. Mm-hmm. And I can't remember if devices like.
True.
Oh, go ahead, Bruce.
I said that could very well be true.
I think I never really tried to attach, an Apple device or with my SSID hidden or not. I can't remember. There might be a way around it. I know in Linux there is. You can connect to a hidden network, I think, but
I don't know. I really couldn't tell you. I personally broadcast my SSID. So
yeah, I know too.
What I do, folks.
I think it's still pretty well.
I mean, if like I said, if somebody's going to That's not going to stop them, but it is a best practice. That's what I'm telling you.
Yeah, it probably is. I admit too, I can't really get away with, not broadcasting it. Like I said, occasionally I do have friends and family come by and, they're like, oh, can I connect? I'm like, okay, this is what you got to do type of thing. So.
Yeah, and the Apple Airport Extreme, I'm going to pitch that particular router for just a moment.
Okay.
I've had mine now for a year, thereabouts, and it has been the most trouble-free router I have ever had. I swear. They cost a little bit more. They are not cheap by any stretch of the imagination. Dual bands, all that. It has a setting where you can, easily grant guest access. You can extend it very, very easily. Just highly reliable. A lot of my wireless networking issues. I used to be a big Netgear fan. And Linksys, that's all I ever used was Linksys or Netgear. I think most people, that's the big two anyway. But since I've switched over to the Apple Airport Extreme, it's just worked flawlessly, and it just goes. So I'm telling you, they're a good wireless router.
You know what? That's what I heard as well. And when I was thinking of upgrading to the wireless end, I mean, at first I looked at some of the PCs. I was like, wait a minute, doesn't Apple have one? I think what I remembered is the Airport Extreme.
Right, the Airport Extreme base station.
Oh yeah, the base station. And the price was a little bit more, but from what I read on the reviews, it was well received. I don't think I've seen very many bad reviews on that, and I think it connects pretty easily with PC Windows computers as well, I think.
It's never been a problem. Not one. Never.
And I'm trying to think also, it also allows you to hook up printers. So if any...
Right, it has this USB port on the back of it, okay? And you can hook up... you could even put a USB hub on behind that if you want, and have like a USB printer. You could add a USB drive and what they call air disk, and you can use for time machine backups and all that. I don't use that at all. There's nothing plugged into the USB port on my Airport Extreme.
Now, I also know you can like hook up hard drives, flash drives, and things like that. And I noticed one thing that to me it's not an issue because I probably wouldn't use it that way. It's sort of like a NAS attached network storage device. Yeah. But the only thing to remote it outside the network, I think you do have to have a MobileMe account, I think. But I thought that was the negative part of it. But I'd probably never use it for that. But
outside of the network,
yeah, I think inside, you can, but to access it like through the internet if you're away from your house.
Just get LogMeIn free. Boom. There you go.
Oh, what's that?
Just install LogMeIn free.
Oh, really? Can you do that? I don't know. Wow.
Well, there's ways around that, pal.
And that's why they call you Frugal Tech.
And the Windows Home Server, Windows Home Server, there's some configuration settings with it, and boom, I can remote access the network through it. So no big deal. There's all kinds of ways around that.
Well, maybe they just don't tell you that, that you can perhaps do it another way, and they just want, I hate to, maybe they want you to get the MobileMe, but maybe that's why. I don't know.
MobileMe's a waste of money.
Okay.
In my humble opinion, you just throw in, what is it, $90 a year or something to Apple?
Yeah, I think it's $99 a year or somewhere $99. But
that's for free.
Yeah, I'm kind of wondering on some of those functions they should give it for free. Why should you have to use mobile? Well, you said there's a way around it, but.
Well, yeah. You want push email, get Gmail. There you go.
Call it a day.
Online storage. Hey, there's a whole slew of companies out there doing it, including Dropbox. So you got that. I mean, there's really nothing you can't replicate for free somewhere else that they're offering. Corn Doggy is, hey, Corn Dog Rob.
Hey, how you doing there? Corn Dog Rob's with us.
Yeah, keep your money. Don't send that to Apple for are you crying out loud.
No, I don't. I don't. You know, there's some things that I'll